Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Frassix, and if you're watching this on the day that I upload this video, it is the beginning of October, which means at the end of the month, Taylor Swift is going to be releasing her re-recording of her album 1989, and I am so excited. If you guys don't know, it is one of my favorite albums of all time, and I feel like this was the first album that actually made me slowly become a Swiftie. I didn't really become a Swiftie until Reputation, but 1989 was definitely the start of the ball rolling to get into that court. And I know the re-release is a few weeks away, so to celebrate and to build up the hype for the release of 1989 Taylor's version, I decided to go down memory lane and react to all of the music videos from the 1989 era. And I also should note that I am technically not reacting to these for the first time. Like, I've seen these before, I lived through these before, I lived through the releases, I watched them multiple times, you know, throughout the past decade. So this is more so just, I guess, to share the excitement with you guys, and again, to go down memory lane and I guess maybe share a few stories or a few opinions that I have on the music videos while I watch them. And before I begin my reactions, let me know in the comments down below if you guys were a fan of Taylor's during the 1989 era, or if you guys at least remember the release of the release. But anyways, let me know that in the comments down below, and I'm just gonna stop talking and start reacting. So without further ado, here's my reaction of all of Taylor Swift's music videos from her era, 1989. Okay, are you guys ready? Here we go. So the first music video that I'm going to be reacting to is the lead single off of 1989, which is Shake It Off. And I remember when this was released way back in 2014, and I guess just the hype and talk around it because of the transition from country to pop, and this was her first step in doing so. I feel like this really sets the vibe for it, and I just really remember this music video just being so fun, so carefree, and just Taylor being Taylor. So I guess I'm just going to stop talking, start reacting. So here we go with Shake It Off, and sorry about the crop because of copyright reasons, so hopefully you guys can hear it. So here we go. I say it's too late. I haven't watched this video. I haven't watched any of these videos in such a long time, and I feel like I'm gonna notice so many new things about this that I didn't notice before because I haven't watched this video again in a long time. So the cat, when she was doing the ballet, I didn't recognize that. And she's just being herself, you know, being like goofy, silly. Just, it's crazy. Like, look at that. Same, that's literally me. This was the scene that was like controversial, and I'm pretty sure if you guys know why, you guys know. If you guys don't know, you guys can look it up, but that was just a whole thing. It's not my favorite from Taylor's or from the 1989 era, but again, it's just so fun, and it's just Taylor being Taylor, and I love that so much about this sick beat. Here we go. My ex-man bought his new girlfriend. She's like, oh my god, but I'm just gonna shake into the fella over there with a hella good hair. Baby, we can shake, shake, shake. Yes. And I think I remember like people like these are her fans, and she invited them before this single was even announced. And I'm so jealous of them for that, honestly. Okay, and that was my reaction to Shake It Off. And again, like I said, I absolutely love this video, and in all honesty, I didn't really like the song at first when it was released way back in 2014. I'll be honest about that. I did not like it at all, but again, the more that I listened to it, the more I watched the video, the more I found a newfound respect for it, and in the end, I feel like this is one of my favorite songs from Taylor, especially when she was performing this on the 1989 tour. I wish I would have gone to that tour, but for the Eras tour this year, everyone was vibing to it. I was screaming the lyrics. It was such a good time. Okay, up next on the music video journey is Blank Space, one of my favorite videos from Taylor ever. It's got to be some of the most clever, ingenious, amazing. She looks so good. I love it so much, obviously. But anyways, let's just get into the music video. It's so iconic. It's so good. And Joseph, this is the first time I think she worked with Joseph. I think. I remember being so shook by this music video and the storyline. And it looks so like posh. and like haunted mansion thing. I remember when she performed at the, what was it, the AMAs, and she did like the haunted mansion effect with like everything's floating. It was iconic. I can make the bad guys gift for a weekend. She looks so good! I remember being so shook by that shot. They look so good. She looks like such a badass. And then it goes downhill from here. She's so good. The actress that she is in this video. You love. I was so afraid for Taylor when she saw that, or when she was doing that, because I was like, I would be so afraid for her to cut herself with that. I remember being like perplexed by this part in particular, because I was like, this is definitely like twisted psychology stuff, you know. Look at the rolling of the head, like look, all of that made me shook. And this is all, like all this is CGI when she was like doing that, right? At least I think that's what I remember from like the video and everything, the behind the scenes stuff, but she actually did hit it, so she had to pay for that, which I thought was funny. And then when she fell, I was laughing. And that bite, I was just screaming. My 17-year-old self was shaking. And I'll write your name. Okay, and that was my reaction to Blank Space. And again, it's just the era that it was in was so iconic. She was really like taking back her narrative, and I absolutely loved her for doing that, especially for this video. She was serving the cinematography, the looks, the vibes, her acting skills, just everything about it was so good. Of course, this was again the beginning of her and Joseph Kahn's collaborating together for music videos for the rest of the 1989 era, and also for some of Reputation as well. And I'm just really interested just to hear what the Taylor's version of this sounds like. So yeah. Next on the music video countdown is Style, and I absolutely love this song so much. It's one of my favorites from her discography ever. I absolutely love the song so much, like the implications and like the progression behind it. It's just the classic pop synth vibes that you get from this song. Makes me want to strut down the runway like the bad bee that I am. I feel like this is probably one of my less favorite music videos again from her, just because there's nothing really too much going on. It's more so about the visual aspect of it, including like, you know, the beach scene with like the seagulls and everything. You guys will see pretty soon. But anyways, here's the music video for Style. Like the shots and like the editing with all this stuff, and again the beach theme, you know, New England kind of vibes, the whole entire vibe of 1989. And the paper airplane necklace, if you know, you know. Like, look at that. I like that. I love that. And then the guy, she was just going for vibes with this music video. It's like kind of like daydreamy and like mystical, but like mysterious at the same time. I thought this was a pretty cool transition too, like with the roads, with the line behind his back. That was, oh, I forgot that was part of the video. This gives me "This Is What You Came For" vibes. And I love how her hair is like shorter than usual, but not like too short, you know? And I think that's probably one of my favorite hairstyles from this era. Yes, headlights. Woo! And then he picks her up. Yes, so that was my reaction to Style. And again, it's not my favorite music video from hers, because it's, I don't know, I'm more of a story-driven person. If there's a narrative throughout the entire video, I can keep up with it, and it's more interesting to me than just like visual pieces. But this is like, for this, there's so much going on, and like I can actually be like captivated throughout the entire thing. I didn't really like this song at first when it was first released, but I remember the moment that I did like this song was after she performed this at the Victoria's Secret fashion runway thing back in 2014. Okay, up next is the remix of Bad Blood featuring Kendrick Lamar. And I remember like everyone being like, oh my gosh, because like when she premiered it on the VMAs, and then like, you know, she was with you know, her girl posse and like Selena, and like she was getting all these cameos and everything, and it was shook. And I remember this like one of the songs of the summer for 2015 for me personally, just because like the vibes, and it was like so good. I absolutely loved it so much, and I am really excited just to rewatch it because there's like so much action and things going on. So anyways, let's just get into this. Like, it's so genius, you know. Yeah, and I remember the first time watching this, I was like, what the hell is happening? And it's Lena! Oh, Arson. And I love how they chose the names, or whatever names that they wanted. Each of the people here, they wanted to name their own name, so that's what Taylor gave them, basically. I thought that's so badass. Like, they're so badass. And then the betray, I was shook. I was shook. First time watching this, when she landed on that car, my mouth was probably on the freaking floor. And then she goes down under that. See, look at that. Like, I was shocked. I was shocked. Cyberpunk 2077 vibes, honestly. It's like Tron Legacy vibes. And I also love the little bit of extra instrumentals in this version versus the original. Oh, there's Gigi. Now we got problems. Oh, there's Ellie. I remember in the bloopers she like ran through it and she didn't even like look at the camera. I thought that was just so funny. Oh, there's Carl. When this scene came up, I was just like, oh my gosh, things are happening right now. Blood runs. I remember like being so shook by this end piece, you know, like the fight, you know, effects and everything, and Selena, just them being so, the power. That's probably one of the, this is probably one of the most action based music videos she's ever done. I love that. And then like in the behind the scenes, they were like, hey, and then I just love that so much. I think it's like not one of my favorites, but it's definitely enjoyable to watch throughout, and just to see them have so much fun, especially during the behind the scenes for this. I loved it so much. Okay, up next is my favorite music video from Taylor's of all time. Like throughout all of her music videos that she's made, this still holds up as my favorite music video from her for so many reasons. The cinematography, the acting, the story, like the plains of Africa, and then it transitions to old Hollywood, which is one of my favorite times of Hollywood. The vibes I get from this just makes me so happy for some reason. Like I'm watching a real movie, and that's what I get from this music video. It did not come with its side of controversy with like the story and like portraying stuff, blah blah blah, but I still held on strong with this music video, and this is ending up like it's one of my favorite, it is my favorite video from hers, and one of my favorite music videos of all time. Just saying. Anyways, let's just get into this. So like look at that. Like I know some of the shots were filmed in Africa, but just like look, and she with the dark hair and the acting, the old schoolness of it. Like how can you not love it? I loved it. I don't know what about the vibes of this, it just makes gosh, like the adventure vibes that I get from this. That kiss, yes. Like all the shots in this music video are amazing. Like it's beautifully shot. Cinematography is top tier. This shot, I remember watching this and like being shook. Like her dress, and this shot especially like made me so shook. I was like mouth agape in my bedroom. I vividly remember that. This shot made me like gasp in real life, because it's like adventure-y, but it's like sexual. And I remember laughing this part because I was like, this is typical Taylor acting a little bit cray-cray. And then like she just switches it up real quick. And then this shot right here, it's got to be one of my favorites. The airplane, the old school airplane. That hand, I love it. I could cry. I could cry. One of the main reasons why I wanted to go into an aviation job was because of this video. No lie. Literally no lie. Among other things, but this is one of the reasons why. And now I'm a flight attendant. Hanging up through all night, burning it down. Like, it's so chaotic and beautiful. And then like it transitions, you know, to a sound stage. And you don't really realize why she's like so sad about it until the next shot when they're at their premiere. Let me tell you, the instrumental for this, why could she not have put this in the Taylor's version? I'm so upset about that. Also, now you know why she's like so sad. Like the heartbreak, like it's so good. I love it. And that back shot, like, oh, that's so good. It's so good. Like the heartbroken girl narrative in this music video. Like she's crying all the way home in her gown and like her makeup. So good. And then the 1989 on the sign right there. I love it so much. But again, going back to the instrumental for this, you don't get why she didn't put it on the Taylor's version, because like in the original version and on the Taylor's version, it's like still pretty constant. Like sure, there's like a little bit of building, but it mostly stays constant throughout. But I feel like for this version and then the version that I heard sometimes on the radio when this was still popular back in 2015 when it was being played on the radio, and sometimes I even hear it now, like the instrumental starts off normal, it builds in the second chorus, and then towards the final chorus it just ends in this big bombastic thing. And I don't get why she didn't put it. She changed the instrumentals for other Taylor's versions. I feel like it would have really, and I still stand by this, and it would definitely have way more of an effect on everyone if it had this instrumental. Just saying, I know I can change it. She already officially released Taylor's version Wildest Dreams, which if you guys haven't seen my reaction to that, the link for that will be in the description below. But again, like you guys can tell how passionate I am about this music video and just the song in general. Okay, so the final video that I'm gonna be reacting to from the 1989 era is Out of the Woods, which it's funny because I remember when Shake It Off was released, I wasn't too sure if I was on board or off board with like her going to this different route, because I didn't really like Shake It Off at first. But I remember when she released Out of the Woods as a promotional single before the album came out, I remember listening to this song for the first time and I was just like, you know what, I'm on board. It's like that, this song had an impact on me. Like this was literally, I feel like the turning point in, I don't know, something shifted where I was like, you know what, fine, I'll give my all to Taylor and see where this leads me. Because of course I was a fan of hers before, but this was something where I was just like, wow, like I'm gonna take her seriously because of the production of this song. It's so good. Like, and then this music video comes out nearly like a year and a half-ish later, year and a half-ish later. And like I feel like it did lose its momentum, but you know, she was still promoting it like at the Grammys and everything. Anyways, let's just get into this music video. Well, she lost him. And then like the beach vibes, she's constant with these beach vibes. And people were saying Taylor's version 1989 was gonna be a New York City album. Out of the Woods, it's so clever. And like the editing to this again, and like the different places she goes here, just, it's so good. It's like the modern storytell vibes, but it's like also like her own take on it, which I really, like she was so creative during this era, honestly. With the blue dress, oh my gosh. Like the tour, and like it switches into the snow. And I think I remember her saying like this was like one of the warmer sets to be on, even though it was snow. And like these shots make me shook. Like this probably has to be like my third or second favorite music video from this era, just because of all the shots. The paper airplane necklace. She better release that as like merch for this time around for Taylor's version. This tripped me out the first time I watched it. I remember. And then she jumps off and she goes. It's so good. It's so good. It's so underrated. I feel like out of all the music videos that she's done, this is so underrated. And I think this was one of the colder sets from the behind the scenes because of like the mud or whatever. It's so beautifully made, like it just goes one after the other. You're looking at me. Okay, this part kind of freaks me out, not gonna lie. She looks so beautiful. Look at her hair too. Yes. Come through, get on that crown, throw yourself against everything. She was doing the most with this with this video. Like this mountain shots and this, like all the shots makes me shook. And this was like her goodbye to the 1989 era. And little did we know what was going to be happening after that. She turns around, she lost him, but she found herself, and somehow that was everything. Like, it's just so amazing. And again, this song has a lot of importance to me, and the music video I feel like is so underrated. Out of all the music videos that she's done, I feel like a lot of people gloss over this, but I'm glad that she did release it. I'm super proud for releasing it and giving it the time and the moment that it deserved to shine. And that is pretty much my reaction to the 1989 music videos. And again, it was so nice to go down memory lane with you guys, just to watch all these videos and just to think that it's crazy to think, because nearly 10 years later I would not have imagined myself watching these videos. In all honesty, and it's even crazier that I do remember when these music videos were like released, and like just the timeline of each of the 1989 releases, you know, like Shake It Off, and there was Out of the Woods, and like everything else, and like all the video promo and like the live performances and everything. It's just so crazy to think that I do remember that, because I was a fan of hers back then, you know, with the album. And I just absolutely cannot believe that nearly 10 years later, from 2014 until now, we are going to be getting Taylor's version of 1989, and I'm super excited to hear all these re-recorded versions, but also the 5 new vault tracks. So if you guys want to have my reaction to that in your subscription box, stay subscribed, hit the subscribe button, and look forward to that on October 27th, which again is exactly 9 years from the time that she released it back in 2014. So that is pretty much it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really did enjoy reacting to all these music videos. Let me know in the comments down below which one is your favorite. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, all the usual things. Follow me on my social media, just keep with everything that I do. Let me know in the comments down below which one is your favorite, which one's your least favorite, if you guys have any memories with these music videos, and if you guys are hyped for 1989 Taylor's version, let me know in the comments down below. And until the next video, the wonder won't stop. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Boo.